irreparably damaged. With the classic "What does this mean?" smashed out like a bun, we now return to the exposed fat mantra with a warning. As I learn more, I'll be sure to pass it along to you. So, how about we keep the tariff crooks busy with this cow? However, there's often too much data to pause. He has been harping on the impending doom of TERRA Classic. The reason I'm writing this is because I have some observations to make. There will never be another chance to own this timeless classic. Was that $100 simply a pipe dream? I wonder whether we'll ever see this advertisement. Is this merely a ploy to keep the whale pushing his 7-day supply? Poor for a bad classic, but at least we have the remakes. So he continued, "Take this as a warning and watch the full thing so you understand what I mean." Numerous uninformed market participants have jumped on the traditional feeling of speculative thumb, which can last only so long unless utility equals fertility is maintained throughout. Although I acknowledge that their LUNC Classic does have some practical applications, I dare to differ since I believe that the classic burn trade is set to implode and that everyone is aware that it is really a game of musical chairs. This USB and other burning centralized exchange volumes that stands retail 5 from lows of this market condition be its elevator down has just halted the upward trend. Remember, the classic is down around 40% since I was ejected from the classic disco. It would have been prudent to sell then. They hadn't yet shifted any of my typical LUNC postures. Stop talking about it only to get people interested, he pleaded. The burn tax is bad for the chain, and the community doesn't want you or LUNC Classic. How would you define engagement? What possible advantages it may gain from it? With my help, others can avoid financial loss by adopting my perspective. Fatman TERRA is strongly opposed to Arizona 2.0 and has long been on a crusade against the classic Terrible. After such a large uptick, it seems reasonable to expect a pullback, which is the standard message for buyers in a bad market. As far as I can tell, we haven't added much to the topic in comparison to what has already been expressed by the previous exchanges. But before committing the off-chain burn, a team should check to make sure it's actually possible. And he's been talking, I assume, about the coin and in its fraudulentness, and I assume, this is all conjecture at this point. Of course, they're doing the classic is going to crash or not crash, just have a correction after such a massive bump. Similar things happen with other coins, with Shiba Inus, with everybody. Thus, he's been making great progress toward version 2.0. However, there's a significant distinction between horror and the traditional Internet 2.0, which is something I feel compelled to emphasize. Large variations exist across the various teams. The only real distinction is in the name. To my dismay, the 2.0 doesn't have a burn. To me, that seems really out there. So, what we're witnessing now is just insane developments. Still, many people link LUNC Classic and the word terrifying together, even in the post-2.0 era. And it's not the same as Fat Guy Terror, either. His insights and scholarship have my utmost regard, and he did aid greatly in, finding out some stuff. But he must know that following the big announcements, the value of every token will drop or crash, as long as we haven't had the burn yet. That's good. He also claims that the classic the burn is terrible for the 1.2% and that it is bad for Terror in general. In my opinion, that's what really bonds communities. No one knows how the burn will affect a blockchain of this size and volume just yet. Which begs the question, who knows? For sports writing and beyond, this might be fantastic. That action can consist of taking the token out of circulation. However, what do you think? Do you think TERRA Classic will survive? As the folks in the office seem to believe it will not. If please tell me right now. Please find Colin down below. And rest assured that I will keep you posted. Until then, and here's one last bit of news. PSR1.